Hello, my name is Minjin Lee, and a little about myself. I was born in Seoul, South Korea in 1976. My parents, two sisters, and I moved to America, and we lived in Elmhurst, Queens. A little about my parents. My father lost his entire family in 1950 due to the war, and he became a war refugee at the age of 16. My mother is actually the daughter of a Presbyterian minister who operated orphanages for war orphans. When they came to the United States, my parents operated a small wholesale jewelry business that served peddlers, and they sold costume jewelry, and I worked behind the counter. I'm actually pretty good at selling costume jewelry. When I went to university, I read history, and then afterwards I went to law school, and after practicing for 2 years, I decided to write fiction full-time. It took only 12 years to publish my first book. I've been married for a very long time, for 23 years, and I have a child, and our son's name is Sam, and we live in Harlem, New York. When I was 19 years old, I read history at university, and I was kind of lost. So instead of going to my class, I went to a lecture which featured an American missionary, and he was talking about the Korean population in Japan. He was talking about the colonial history, which I knew nothing about, but then afterwards he mentioned a family that he worked with where a little boy had gone to the top of his apartment building and he jumped off to his death. And his parents were understandably very, very upset, and they went through his things to try to find out clues as to why their son would do this thing. And within his things, they found a middle school yearbook. And within this middle school yearbook, his classmates, who were 12 and 13, had written, "Go back to where you belong, you smell like garlic," and they wrote the words, "Die, die, die." That story has stayed with me for almost 3 decades. And when I quit being a lawyer to write full-time, I focused on trying to write a novel about the Korean Japanese. And I wanted very much to write about an accurate historical novel because I was so troubled about how hate can operate in our hearts. But over the past 3 decades that I've worked on the multiple versions of this book, I have learned, more importantly, how those who are hated respond with great integrity and love. Thank you.